Hello, Internet. Hello, Henry. My name's Sam Rubenstein. It's Wednesday. I am after Campfire. This is running late. I'm getting a text message. It's not a text message. It's a bunch of other things that aren't text messages. My name's still Sam Rubenstein, and this is After Campfire. After Campfire. After Cap. Yes. Hello, Internet. My name is Sam Rubenstein. This is After Campfire, and it's Wednesday because my existence of time has just become very, very confused. How are you doing today? I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Thank you for answering. I'm talking to myself, which is insane. So, with that in mind, um, let's get started by talking and answering questions and such. So last week I asked Henry. Well, 2 weeks ago I asked Henry, "What are you doing to try and stay productive?" And it's a very weird kind of question because I then had to realize not everyone's trying to stay productive, and that I have a really weird habit of when running out of things to do, I do anything to keep myself busy. And because most of my hobbies are these like very large scale hobbies, like I can't be comfortable just sitting. I'm not good at that. I don't really like watching TV or playing video games for long periods of time. All of my hobbies are like aggressively productive. So like I kind of forgot that as I was asking that question. Um, because during this quarantine, I've been working on video editing. I've been working on writing a novel that I really like. I've been working on collecting and developing a book of poetry and working with artists to make that happen. And so like I've been doing all this stuff, and not everyone is, and like that's fine. I think for me it's one of those things where I just kind of am realizing, oh right, this is something that I do that not everyone does. So yeah, my answer is all those things that I do. I also work out too much, and by too much I mean I worked out a lot, and now I have to try and get myself back on track to doing that. Um, but it's okay. Um, what else are questions that are going on? Um, yeah, I've been having a weird week. I don't want to get into why this week has been so weird, but I know that if I watch this video again, like 20 years in the future, Sam's going to look back and say, "Oh, right, all this was happening at the time, and that was terrible." So. Um, with that in mind, Henry then asked, "What's something I watch that I try to get other people to watch that they don't?" And there's a lot of these. I like to watch a lot of things. I watch a lot of movies. I watch a lot of TV shows. I watch cartoons. Um, and so for me, there's three answers here. The first one I've spoken to Henry about. It's called X-Men Evolution. It's on Disney Plus. It is a Disney. It's not a Disney show. It's an old Fox show actually from the late '90s, early 2000s. About the X-Men, and I was a big fan of it. And I'm even more of a big fan of it now, I think, because I'm older and can appreciate it and how well it adapted storylines from the comics. Excuse me one second because I'm going to sneeze. How well it adapted from the comics. It took storylines, it took different aspects of it, and it kind of built its ideal X-Men team in a way that was just so good. I remember watching it and thinking about how much they fleshed out each of the characters, even though like they were also they the characters represented both stereotypes and um, growth beyond the stereotypes. So, like one example, my favorite character by far is Kitty Pryde, aka Shadowcat. She starts off very ditzy, very just this very two-dimensional valley girl kind of thing. And as it goes on, and she becomes more mature, you see like this confidence in her grow. So like, yeah, she'll still have her like, oh, I'm a valley girl, but then she'll also be like, we need to make sure we handle this and we need to take care of each other. And you see her kind of grow into the kind of leader that she does in the comics. And the one complaint I have is that the show ended early, and so they teased all of these things that happened in the comics to her, but we didn't get to see them. My favorite being her relationship with certain characters and the idea of her kind of coming into her own as a mutant. The next example of this is what's it called? Um, Midnight Gospel. It's like a podcast, except they're cartoons, and they start off real fun and great, and then instead of being real fun and great, they get terrible and scary and sad, and it's all just the comedian who plays the main character, Duncan, and the main character's name is Clancy, kind of processing his parents' death that happened within a span of 4 years of each other, a couple of years before the show was recorded, and it hurts. Recommend very strongly. And that one's getting easier because people are watching it more. And the last one is for my music friends, which is not you, Henry. I feel like you won't like it, but I like it. I love this band called the Bad Bad Hats. They're very mellow, super cool music. And they've been doing, instead of, because they can't tour, they've been doing weekly live streams that they call Island in the Live Streams. And each week they pick a different topic. They take that topic and they use it to pick which songs they play, from their own songs to the songs of other people. So, for example, last week was the 80s. The week before that was bands that were married to each other. They've done the 90s. They've done like colors, names, things like that. This week is the week for the colors, so there's songs with colors in the title. And it's all live, and I think the thing that's so much fun about it is they're very inclusive and everyone's involved. And the thing that I like most about the band when it comes to them live is the lead singer has this tendency to ramble, and she does these ridiculous stories. And she's got some of my favorite quotes, including but not limited to. You know, they're like, oh, you got to be this super cool girl. And I was like, I'm more like a confident weirdo with legs like a biscuit, which I think is hilarious. Or, you know, we're kind of like a band for the entire family, probably because I'm an ageless cherub that everyone can relate to. Or this jacket's from my first ever job, which I had in the 80s, which would make me 105. I know what you're wondering. How do I look so good? The answer? A special moisturizing cream that we're going to start selling called Islands in the Live Cream. And it's just very funny to watch her and her husband, who's also in the band, just have this interaction where she talks and he's just both sick of her and smitten by her all the time, and I love it. So that's my answers. I answered 3 times because I wanted to, and I felt like I needed to. Henry, my question to you is, what is a hobby you wish you learned to do when you were younger? Like, what's something like a cool hobby that you wish you could do? It doesn't need to be like anything big and life-changing, but what's something you wish you could have done? Let me know. Goodbye.